We're about to dissect the dark criminal history of Rushawn Patterson, the man accused of killing social media influencer Aneka Townsend, who was taken out by the police just last week. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV Let's Talk, and we have some shocking details to come in this report. You don't want to miss this coming up on the program. This is Links 007 TV Let's Talk, and we'll be right back with the full details. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV Let's Talk. This is a place where we discuss issues of national importance, global importance, or the situations that are buzzing in the news. The name Rushawn Patterson became national headlines in the year 2022 and again in the year 2025. These for two different reasons. And now the Jamaica Constabulary Force Communication Arms have confirmed that they have taken out the prime suspect in the subsequent disappearance and murder of social media influencer Aneka Townsend, who was found murdered at a sea in Reading in St. James in the year 2022. The family of Rushawn Patterson proclaimed his innocence after the police went to his house on an operation as a targeted raid in order to apprehend him. The family stating that his life was taken in cold blood. However, the police report on the dark criminal history of Rushawn Patterson paint a grim reminder of how criminals operate under the disguise of being a good person. In the year 2022, I covered a report on the now deceased Rushawn Patterson, in which a female stated that she was abducted by Rushawn Patterson, taken to a secluded location, and then sexually assaulted by this individual. However, the female survived that incident and shared her story back in the year 2022. I'm going to play that insert right now from my report. Allegations are that on February 9, 2013, a woman and her partner were walking along the Cargill Avenue main road in St. Andrew when they were accosted by men in a motor car. The couple was held up at gunpoint. The male victim was placed in the trunk of the vehicle and was later fatally shot when he jumped from the moving vehicle in a bid to escape. The woman was taken to a location where she was raped and her throat slashed. She was left for dead, but survived and reported the matter to the Halfway Tree police. Following an investigation, Patterson was held in Halfway Tree Square in 2014. He was later pointed out in an identification parade. The case was dismissed after the Crown was given time to locate the witness, but they failed to do so and the judge dismissed the case. So that was an insert from a report that I covered back in the year 2022, which involved Rushawn Patterson. As you heard in the report, Rushawn Patterson was not an innocent individual, and this female was a victim of his hands. It's just out of luck that this female was not as lucky as Slickianna Townsend and was able to file a report with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which led to the arrest and charge of Rushawn Patterson with murder and attempted murder of the female. The male partner of the female that was also abducted was not so lucky, as he tried to escape from the moving vehicle and was shot by Rushawn Patterson as the female was taken to a secluded area and sexually assaulted. When they were finished with this female, her throat was slashed and she was left for dead. However, the female was able to survive this ordeal and file a report with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which led to the arrest of Rushawn Patterson, who was positively pointed out back in 2013 in an identification parade. Fast forward to the year 2022, and Rushawn Patterson is once again implicated in another murder charge. Let's backtrack to the year 2013, in which this female throat was slashed and her partner was shot and succumbed to his injuries. Rushawn Patterson was positively pointed out in an identification parade, and the court took some time to be held. However, the female who was the prime witness and also the individual that was assaulted in this ordeal became fearful for her life and failed to report for court. This was how Rushawn Patterson was freed from the case, as the prime witness in the case failed to show up for court and the case was dismissed. Up to the publication of this report, the whereabouts of that female remains unknown and the police have been trying to get in contact with her. However, that proved futile. Fast forward now to the year 2022 and Rushawn Patterson is once again implicated in another murder charge. This time, the police had more evidence than he presumed. On the night in question, Rushawn Patterson picked up Slickianna Townsend in Montego Bay, St. James. The two went to a restaurant and had dinner, and that was the last sight of Slickianna Townsend in the company of Rushawn Patterson. The morning after, a body was seen floated in the beach in Reading in St. James, which then turned out to be that of Aneka Slickianna Townsend, the social media sensation. The police confirmed that she was strangled, and Rushawn Patterson became the prime suspect within that case. He was then taken into custody by the police and charged with her murder, and then a year after was granted bail. Rushawn Patterson was expected back in court this year, and at the time of his passing was out on $500,000 bail. Following the security forces' summary of the criminal past of Rushawn Patterson, also known as Chezzy, Patterson, who was awaiting trial for murder in the death of social media influencer Aneka Slickianna Townsend in October 2022, was shot and succumbed to his injuries by the police in what police said was a confrontation in Hanover on Tuesday morning. His parents' birth name for him was Rushawn Patterson. However, he used the name under the disguise Jason Thomas to lure his female. He is also nicknamed Chezzy and also Brown Man. The police have stated that he is aligned to the Bloods gang in St. James and frequents the areas of Hanover and Montego Bay in St. James. Now we are about to look on the dark criminal history and activities and incident of Rushawn Patterson. In April 2010, April 26 to be exact, he was arrested and charged for uttering forged documents, use a fake check drawn in the name of Minot Services Limited to cash in $19,950.90, but fled the scene leaving his driver's license. He was also listed as wanted for assault, occasional grievous bodily harm, and wounding with intent in Hopewell, Hanover. He also allegedly sent death threat to the female victim. On December 14, 2012, Rushawn Patterson also made the news again and was the prime suspect in an arson case in Hopewell, Hanover. It's also reported that on January 9, 2013, he attacked and wounded Kelita Riley, the Dean of Discipline of Rosse's High School, with a machete. In that incident, the female was wounded on the forehead and also her fingers using the machete. On January 13, 2013, a stop order was placed against him due to multiple serious offenses including kidnapping. On February 9, 2013, again in the year 2013, so Rushawn Patterson was basically busy in this year. He was implicated in the murder of Andre Roberts in Kingston, Jamaica. It's reported that he beat Roberts and another victim, Karim Bryan, with an accomplice. Roberts was forced into the trunk of a vehicle and managed to escape, but was then run over and killed. The friend that was also with this victim that was run over, Patterson then allegedly slashed his throat, but he survived and he was the one that was able to file a report to the police. Patterson was arrested in a sting operation and positively identified in an identification parade. On May 14, 2014, he was detained at the Halfway Tree lockup for wounding with intent. Later charged with murder, attempted murder, abduction, and rape. January 1st, 2019, Patterson was also again a person of interest in a fraudulent conversion case in Kingston, Jamaica. Fast forward to October 24, 2022, and he was again a person of interest as it relates to a police case. He was placed on the immigration watch list due to the interest in the murder of Aneka Townsend, the social media influencer. On October 20th, 2022, the police reported that he picked up Aneka Townsend in Montego Bay, St. James. They had an argument at a guest house, and then he strangled her and disposed of her body in the sea. On October 21st, 2022, her body was found floating with a shoelace tied around her neck. On November the 2nd, 2022, he was arrested in a sting operation at a guest house in Hanover. On November 11, 2022, he was then charged by the police for her murder. Fast forward some months after, Rushawn Patterson was granted bail, and which was extended when he made his next court appearance. On February 4, 2025, he was picked up in a targeted raid along with a top-tier Bloods gang member and taken to a Montego Bay police station. He was then released. On Tuesday, February 25, 2025, Rushawn Patterson, the man charged for the 2022 murder of social media influencer Aneka Slickianna Townsend, was reportedly shot and taken out during a confrontation with police at his Dunderpen home in Hanover. Reports heard that sometime after 6 a.m., a team of police were carrying out an operation in Dunderpen and went to a premises where Patterson was located. The police said that Patterson was fatally shot during an ensuing confrontation. The Independent Commission of Investigation has commenced a probe into the fatal shooting. When Patterson last appeared in court, he was ordered to return to court on October the 15th, 2025 by a High Court Judge, Justice Judith Pusey, who further extended his bail at that time. If the police and the court system had acted properly, the life of Slickianna Townsend could have been saved. If the police and the court system had acted properly, the life of Aneka Slickianna Townsend could have been saved, based on previous incident that Mr. Rushawn Patterson was involved in. Before the life of Slickianna Townsend was taken, he was involved in charges of murder, abduction, rape, fraud, and so many other things that the police might not be aware of. The life of this young, beautiful, and promising female could have been saved, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force should be held accountable for this. As Slickianna's mother became aware of the passing of Rushawn Patterson by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, she visited the grave of her deceased daughter, which was laid to rest some years ago, and as she reflects on the memories that she shared with her daughter, it's just a grim reminder of what happened to her. However, with the police update as it relates to the case, this brought some level of joy and reassurance to the mom, even though the life of her daughter is beneath the ground. Not even the demise of Rushawn Patterson can fill the gap that has been left when her life was taken. But as her family tried to put the missing pieces of the puzzle together, at least they can rest assured that another female will not be falling victim to the hands of Rushawn Patterson. Now, in a twist of events, a man who identified himself as the father of Rushawn Patterson, the man accused of murdering social media influencer Aneka Slickianna Townsend, is alleging that the police killed his son in cold blood. Speaking to a reporter after the incident, the father said that something needs to be done about the frequent police shootings. We must apologize for the poor audio insert in this video.
The man and you push him and you push him back and you go in there and shoot the man and then you say I'm shoot
it happened so quick.
You know, so waste time. Believe me, I'm good. I'm when the man the police then come and run up. And before the man even wake up and shoot him. And rub him up and down, you don't know nobody tell him you only do that and say you can't go up there. You can't go in there or something. No man never something I have to talk about. The people of the country, the law abiding citizens will say, After resolute, them or something can't work. By the end of the year, the police killed 20 million and nobody charged, nobody responds. How they mess up the happen? Tell me, them things that cannot happen in the country. You have to have people to stand up, man. A man just come in the house and shoot you and say, it's a shootout. You know how much to say. More want me to tell you.
The police said that Patterson was being sought after intelligence suggested that he and other members of the Blood Gang were planning a series of murders and armed robberies in Hanover and St. James. He was apprehended on February 2nd, interrogated and released pending further investigation. Patterson had been out on bail for the 2022 murder of Slickianna Townsend when he was killed. According to the police, Mr. Rushawn Patterson had a long criminal history and had been under the police radar for some time. This is where we're gonna wrap this story though. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk. We want you to drop it in the comment section. How do you feel about this story? And do you believe that Rushawn Patterson was as innocent as his family stated? We look forward to hear your responses. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk. Please subscribe to our channel for more to come.
Today's celebration.
Celebration!
Yeah, man. Them get him, them get him. Them get him. They get justice.
Yes.
Boy, I have to back me say.